Hi expats, David here from the Tunisia Security Update Blog. I was looking at my email, just doing what I do every morning, is check my email, see what's going on, gather information and so forth. And I came across a couple of articles which I wanted to share with you. For me, it was a reminder of how sensitive the situation here is in Tunisia and just really the challenges that we have to deal with. So anyway, I want to get into this and just share with you these two articles, and more importantly also provide a tool which I think can be very useful for us expats here in Tunisia. The first article has to do with the new terror threat to Tunisia. Basically the article goes into certain elements of terrorism and how the threat level is increasing here in Tunisia. Again, this article is pretty alarming in the sense that it includes details such as from the Tunisians who've been involved in the incident and the situation in Syria returning back home, which is not particularly good news. But it's interesting to note that the Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister, has gone on the record to state that by terrorism he means an organized group that uses violence and arms against individuals. And so this article goes into the fact that there is an influx of battle-hardened extremists coming from two fronts, namely Syria and Mali. And for months now, security analysts have been focused on this and been looking at this development as a potential challenge in the near future. So this article, again, is pretty alarming. One part of it says that terrorism in Tunisia could be worse than even the analysts project. So in other words, this article gives alarming statements and scenarios that can develop. And one of the statements here says that it can even be more challenging than what it projects. So this article in itself, which you can read it all on the Magharebia online, you can read the article yourself. But this is just one end of the spectrum, if you will, that reading it as an expat or as someone who wants to visit Tunisia, it could be pretty alarming. But we have to be aware of this kind of development. We have to be informed because, as we'll see in the tool that I'm going to provide, this comes in handy. The second article, which is at the other end of the spectrum, talks about the fact that tourism is springing back up in Tunisia. So the article goes on to talk about that despite a decline in tourism experienced after 2011, actually there's a 12.75% increase since then in tourism. So we've seen airline revenues have seen a 39% growth rate, for example. And it's a pretty optimistic article here on TradeArabia.com about the fact that tourism is springing back up. So as we see the nice weather here in Tunisia, and there's certainly a lot of beautiful sites to visit, again, it gives us the spectrum from both ends. We have the challenges of an increased terrorism threat and the potential for better, business in tourism, and we got this sort of happy-go-lucky news. So that's a spectrum that we have on both sides. So the tool I wanted to provide you guys was situational awareness. Now, situational awareness is a very, very powerful tool, which as expats we have to use in our day-to-day life here in Tunisia. And besides it having a fancy term and all, it's really a simple and straightforward thing to do, to be aware of your surroundings. So Stratfor.com, which is one of the sites I use for my intelligence gathering and so forth, offers a great article and advice on this subject matter. So if you go to Stratfor.com, you can read about the different levels of awareness and how you can implement it as an expat in your daily life. On my part, I'd like to share the training, the situational awareness plus self-defense training that that I provide along with a certified self-defense instructor. So this is something that if you're interested in participating, whether at a company level or on a group level, this is something you can definitely reach out to me and I can give you more information about that. So again, using these strategies, these tools can really give you a level of awareness that can give you comfort at the same time. So I wanted to share that piece of information with you, and I wanted to do it in this format as opposed to what I normally do, which is writing. Again, feel free to sign up for our blog at www.tunisiasecurityupdate.com. If you subscribe to the blog, you get free emails. Basically, every time I do a posting, you get it sent to your inbox, which is convenient. You can also like our Facebook page. So if you're on Facebook and you type in Tunisia Security Update on the page, you can find us there. And if you like that, you can get articles that we post there. And really, the Facebook page is our outlet to just post articles and information as it develops. If you're on Twitter, we're at DavidSecurity. And finally, you can also email me at securedaz@gmail.com. So that's the information I wanted to deliver to you folks. Once again, just remind you about the spectrum of possibilities here in Tunisia. We have things to be concerned about, but there's also a lot of things to be optimistic about. In between, it's very important that we stay in touch, that we communicate, that we know what's going on, that we're aware, and that we're working together. So that's it from here. Again, coming to you from the Tunisia Security Update blog. Stay safe, stay connected, stay in touch.